Hello, so we did the American mink. So it's a semi-aquatic member of the weasel family and native to the forests of Pennsylvania. So the general habitat preference, they're found foraging along waterways, hunting terrestrial and aquatic prey with a diet solely dependent on the time of the season. So their habitat is linked to food availability, the more focused on prey availability versus predation risk due to few predators besides humans. They tend to inhabit coastal and fresh water. Their native and non-native places they inhabit are rivers, lakes, wetlands, swamps, and marshes. So the coastal area represents superior habitat due to the greater food availability compared to the freshwater. So they like good vegetation cover with trees, shrubs, and they avoid open areas. So they're more, studies have shown the mink are more nocturnal in the uplands with streams and more diurnal in wetlands due to the uplands having a higher proportion of terrestrial prey active at night and wetlands having a higher proportion of aquatic prey. And that could be related to the difficulty of seeing aquatic prey at night. So activity patterns of minks are influenced by their prey, and those patterns vary according to the availability of prey in different habitats. So their home range size can be highly variable due to environmental and population factors, but they usually run between 1 to 6 kilometers long, with male territories larger than females. So females are found closer to water proximity due to because they eat more crustaceans and fish, and males are influenced more by the presence of lagomorphs, rabbits. They tend to eat larger mammals. So the species' natural range encompasses most of North America from Alaska through Canada and further into the United States. Um, so their fur led to their exploitation in fur farms, and they're transported all over the world in the early 20th century. So they're easily kept in captivity and bred readily. So they're introduced to Argentina, specifically Patagonia, South Chile, Western Europe, former USSR, and Iceland. So some interesting facts is trophic plasticity. So they specialize in certain prey species according to availability. They can swim and dive for fish and crustaceans, and they can hunt and forage on land. Also, they have a great ability to rapidly invade new regions and impact on native prey. They're actually one of the most significant invasive species threatening Europe biodiversity, specifically ground nesting birds, crayfish, and especially the water vole. So minks also differ from most carnivores in that females exhibit both superfecundation and superfrutation. So the superfrutation in mink is facilitated by delayed implantation, aka multiple paternity. They also have some glands that when they're stressed, they can expel the contents of their anal glands at a distance of about 12 inches. Sometimes they're located on the throat and chest. The smell produced by these scent glands has been described as more unbearable than the skunk spray. And another interesting fact is a good indicator of crayfish presence in the habitat is the composition of the American mink's diet. So in that respect, one invasive species could contribute to the management of the scale of the invasions of another. So this would be a rare example of the use of invasive species in nature conservation. So time of the winter, so they breed between January and March, once a year with several partners. The females give birth to about 5 to 8 kits. Um, and the mink is actually among the only mammals to mate in spring that have a short delay before implantation that allows pregnant minks to keep track of environmental conditions and select an ideal time and place to give birth. So they prefer open water and unfrozen sections of lakes and muddy banks. It's important because that's the best places for searching for hibernating frogs. They exploit mainly marshes, and they actually do not change their habitat seasonally. And they do not forage far from the lakes due to hunting fish and amphibians. So lagomorphs are their main prey, but fish predation becomes more pronounced during winter when rapids are less available. So they actually have the highest diving rates in winter, but that's usually with females. Males tend to uh, dive in the warmer climates. But due to the diving, they increase fish amphibian consumption is about from autumn to spring. They also have a thick undercoat, under fur, and oily guard hairs that creates a nice water resistant coat. Overall, they are just less active in winter for energy conservation. So they're active year round, coinciding with prey abundance, hunt terrestrial and aquatic prey, and their diet is solely dependent on the time of the season. Thanks so much, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.